How well do you understand the assets that you're buying to fund your retirement? My name's Scott. I'm the VP of Marketing here at Caliber Real Estate, and I have gotten caught up in this whole story about Elizabeth Holmes and Theranos, the company that she started, as we're seeing it a lot in the media right now. So there's a documentary on HBO. It's called The Inventor, if you want to check that out. I'm also listening to the audiobook. It's called Bad Blood. But if you're not familiar with it, essentially this gal started this company, and it was all founded on this idea that she was going to solve this medical issue with blood testing. And she went out and told these stories and built this huge company, and it all ended up being a sham. None of the science, none of it actually made sense. And so there were investors that were dumping hundreds of millions of dollars into this company. And in fact, at one point, it was valued at $9 billion. And just spoiler alert here, it all crashed down. It all went from $9 billion down to zero today, right? So, but as I've been watching this stuff, there's a quote that keeps coming to mind. It's from a guy named Peter Lynch. So he was a mutual fund manager for Fidelity back in the 80s. Really smart man. And he has this quote that I thought was really interesting and applicable. And it is, let me read it to you here. It says, "Never invest in any idea that you can't illustrate with a crayon." So I guess he was doing something with some elementary age students around investing and building fake portfolios. And they were supposed to draw out what it was, the business that they were going to invest in and how it makes money. And he's like, this is a great concept, right? Like, people need to know when they're investing for retirement how that business or that asset is going to provide a return for them. How is it that it makes money, right? So my question to you is, if you were to go out and look at the assets that you're buying to fund your retirement, how well do you actually understand them? So to me, real estate is one of the simplest assets to understand because it's all built on that basic supply and demand, right? So we're seeing a slow increase in demand within the marketplace, in that we have homes being built and some high rises going up and other housing and things to try and add more inventory. But we've also got all this demand from people that need houses to live in, right? It's a basic need. And we've got people, especially here in the Pacific Northwest, that are coming from outside of the area to work for, or companies like Amazon and Microsoft and Boeing, right? Really great paying jobs and so forth. And we just don't have enough housing to support all those people, which is what's causing all of this appreciation and rises in rent and all of these things that locally we're experiencing. Now, another great thing about real estate is that you can buy it using other people's money. Now, I'm not talking just about from a mortgage perspective and that a bank's going to lend you some money to buy a house, because that's typically involved. But what I'm talking about is owning a rental property, right? This is something where you have a renter that is paying you money every month, and then you can decide what to do with that money. Now, most of it is probably going to go to pay off the bank, unless you're buying houses all cash, right? But at some point, as rents continue to increase and your mortgage stays the same, you'll have some of that cash to start putting in your pocket. And if you think about it, if you remove yourself from the situation, this person is essentially buying a house that is yours, right? They're buying your retirement assets for you. And when you think about retirement, I can't think of a better way to retire than using someone else's money, right? So at Caliber Real Estate, we are big believers in real estate as an asset. We think it's something that should be in everyone's portfolio because, one, you can understand it, right? And two, it's a great opportunity to really build long-term wealth. And so we're focused on teaching agents and investor clients exactly how they can become investors and how they can add real estate to their retirement portfolios. So if that's something that you want to know more about, feel free to reach out to us. You can leave a comment, you can send us an email or give us a call, whatever it is, because we'd love to chat with you about some ways that we can help make real estate part of your long-term wealth building and retirement plans. So that's all I have for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that the rest of your day takes you onward and upward.